love to hear where you guys are from. If you want to go ahead and just put that in the chat. Oh, is it Buka? Bucka? I don't know. Buka. All right. Yes. Okay. We got some Utah, Gold Coast, Queensland. I think we have a lot of new bucket list places. I'm going to say that. And now we can call it business, right? This is business. We need to go visit. Victoria, Larks Bay. Oh, fun. Okay. I love this. Well, welcome everyone to our so this is a big team Zaya Papaya call, but I know there's a lot of smaller teams on here. I know we've got a lot of people from Dream Team in here. So welcome to everyone. Throw where you're from in the chat as we get going. And we'll just go ahead and get started. So my name is Brittany. For those that don't know me, I'm so excited that you're here. I absolutely love working with people coming into the business that are new. There's just a fun energy and it's just always exciting. I think because when I first joined, I had no idea what it was going to be. I thought that it was just a fun discount on leggings. I had no clue that it could be this huge business. And so I think I feel that excitement from all of you as well. It's just a fun, really exciting thing. And especially as we're starting and opening a new country, you guys get to found and let everyone know about Zaya in your country, and that is awesome. So I did start at the very beginning of Zaya in the US. And I know Jill's on here as well. She founded Canada. She was one of the first reps in Canada. So we have a lot of experience in opening countries, and it's really just a fun time. And as we were teaching and talking just about what we would have done differently, or things that we're yes, absolutely, we did this well, or wish we would have done this. That's kind of where we're compiling all of this and bringing you guys in to just tell you and leave you with the best, kind of just guidelines of what to do. If we could do it again, this is what we do. So first of all, our team motto is all about simple basics and working smarter. I think that's one of the best things that we can do. For most of us, this was a second, third, we've got businesses, jobs, babies, families, all the things. And so we need to keep it simple and basic. And that's what this business should be. We literally wear and share activewear. And it is that simple. I know that sounds super cliche, but if you can stay consistent in doing that, you're going to build a big business on it. So just making sure that we're working smarter. And that's where we're bringing you along to just show you all of the things that we've done that we feel is the best way to work smart. Okay. I love seeing where everyone's at. All right. We also really value time. And so I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet and concise. We're going to do a Q&A at the end. So if you've got any questions, you can put them in the chat, or you can just hold them until the end and I will ask for questions. So the first thing, I know that you guys have new releases coming in about 4 hours, I believe, right? 4 hours-ish, yes, somewhere in there. Yes, which is awesome. New releases right up front is great. If you have not seen, so if you're going on your website, I know we had a couple people that were wait, there's not very many things. Make sure you're clicking in the categories. You can go into each category and you will see more items. So I know if you're just looking at the new and favorites, how it works in our US site is those are just the items from this week and our staple items. So all the brand new items will be in the top new and favorites. Just go into the categories to see more things. Okay. I just need to make that clear in case anyone was still thinking, hey, we have 5 things. So you guys are launching this week. So you've all bought your kit already. You're waiting on it. I think I've heard that in a couple days, some of you might be getting your kits in the next 2 to 3 days, which is amazing. But what can you do while you're waiting? So first and foremost, you're going to have a launch coming up that's essentially a business open sign. You are opening your business. If you were brick and mortar, you'd be putting that sign out. In the meantime, we're not just going to open our business and just be waiting for people, right? We're going to let people know, hey, we're open. And so in the same way we would do that with brick and mortar business is what you're doing right now. So I know I've seen so many of you posting on social about it, hey, here's Zaya Active. This is what we're doing. And as soon as you get your clothes, I better be seeing all of you in the clothes because our models are super cute. Your friends don't want to see the models though. They want to see you. So as soon as you get those items, make sure you're utilizing your pictures. And remember, we do have that marketing group on Facebook that you can be pulling pictures of other reps, right? You can be utilizing those as well. So make sure to use that. And maybe someone can put that in the chat if you guys are not sure where to find that. But first thing, you need to set a date. So if you have not set a date yet for your launch party, you need to do that. It can run as long as you want or as short as you want. We usually recommend, like, I really like a 3-day. That's kind of my happy place. You'll figure out what works for you. Now, what I mean about a launch, you're kind of going to run it like a party, like you'd run a party for someone else, but it's for you. So you're going to need an event open in your back office. You're going to set up your own party because I want you to earn your host credits, your half off and your free items. Okay, so you're going to set up that party in the back office. You're going to have a date and you're going to be announcing this date. Hey, I'm launching my business. I'm super excited. I'm going to start showing you, all the items as they're coming in. As soon as you get your box, you can do a live unboxing. That's always a really fun thing to do. I feel like back in the day when I started, that wasn't a thing yet. We didn't do that. And I wish we could have, because it's like exciting and fun and people like to see it. And it's actually presented really well. Super cute box with all the things. So it's kind of fun to do a live unboxing in that group. And then of course we want to see it on you, right? So you're going to start doing that after. So you're going to invite people. I don't want you to just do a mass invite. And it's not just me like saying, I don't like that, but it truly is not as effective, for lack of a better word. Personal invitations are just welcomed so much more. I know if I get a text or something that's like, hey, we're doing this, I'm way less likely to respond than if, Sarah was like, hey, Brittany, this is what I'm doing at this time here. Can you make it? Oh, yes, absolutely. But in a group mass, I think just human beings in general, we're not very good at responding in that way because we're always thinking, oh, yeah, someone else will respond. It's fine. It's fine. So personal invitations are so important. Now, it's great to put a post out, with a mass like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Here's the group, whatever. I'd love to invite you. But you also need to be sending those personal invitations. And we need to remember it's never up to us. Like, I don't want you to be judgy about who might come into the group, right? I don't want you to look and think like, they don't work out, they won't care, they don't want this type of thing. That's not for you to decide. Your job is to just invite everyone so that they can all see, because really all of us wear activewear, even if we don't work out. Like that's just kind of what it is now. So setting up a Facebook group. Now I've had some questions about a group versus a page. I'm just going to give my 2 cents. I don't think there's necessarily a wrong way. The reason I like a group is it's private. So like if I'm going to go in and be showing like a sports bra, I'm not necessarily wanting like all of my ex-boyfriends in high school to be watching that. Like that's just not something that I want. So I would rather it be in a private group and I say that because we have had a rep that she was like, I realized I was in the wrong page when my boyfriend from high school was watching. And I thought that was like, oh my gosh, so awkward. So awkward for him. Like, why is he watching? Anyway, so I prefer the group. Another reason I do is if I'm ever going to offer a discount or incentive, you're able to do that privately. We cannot offer discounts publicly. So like on my Instagram page is public. I can never say, hey, 25% off today or 10% off. I don't offer discounts a whole lot, so it's not a huge deal for me. But if you want to treat your customers like VIPs and be doing special little things for them, it does need to be in a private group. Okay, so there's my 2 cents with I like the groups. I don't think pages are wrong. I like the groups. Okay, and then you can schedule out posts. I know I knew nothing of this world before I came into Zaya. So if you do not know this, you can schedule out all your posts. You can sit down, spend half an hour. We have templates. I hope you've seen them and kind of browsed them. Pull whatever posts you want. Again, there's not a right or a wrong way. So if you want to do 40 posts a day over these 3 days, great, go for it. If you want to do 5, go for it. Whatever works for you. I always come back and think like, what would I want? What would I want to see? And then post from there. But you're able to schedule all of those posts out. And we do have a couple different template pages that you're able to pull from. Again, that graphics group or the marketing group has a lot of graphics you can utilize, but knowing you're going to be going live in there with your clothes. Okay. That's just something. It's going to be awkward at first. If you have never been on camera and you're like, oh, I'm so hesitant, it's okay. We all mess up. 4 years later, I still mess up all the time. And that is okay. Like, it's not a big deal. Nobody cares. When I see people mess up, I'm like, yep, they're relatable. That's human. But also know, like, it gets easier. Being on camera, I know it might feel really uncomfortable right now and you might feel really nervous, but I promise, like, first is the worst, and then eventually it just feels like you're talking, I don't know, to friends. Like I don't even think twice about it anymore. Just get on and talk. But we do want to see you in the clothes with your face. Another thing to consider is, while you may only have the kit right now, ask your sponsor if they're willing to come in and do a live in your group, just to show other clothes. I know last night I had recorded a couple different videos for some of my girls, not realizing I was gonna have to upload to YouTube. So now I'm just gonna go live in some of the clothes because I have the majority of the items that they have in Australia. I'm just showing stuff that's not in the kit. That way people can see it, on someone who's birthed 4 children. Like, I don't want to say a normal body, but just, someone that's not a model, right? So ask your sponsor if they're willing to do that. And that might be a good thing in your group as well. The last thing is just message everyone in the group and follow up. Thank them for coming. Hey, thank you so much for joining. I'm so excited to be doing this. You never know who's watching. And a lot of times, like, I've had people that literally watched me for 3 years before they were like, okay, either I'm ready to purchase or I want to join your team. I've watched long enough now. People are always watching now, and I'm always thankful for the support, even if that is just a view on my video, because it helps the algorithms and whatnot. So just messaging every single person, thanking them for coming into the group, into the party, and then asking like, hey, are you interested in anything? What type of activewear are you looking for? Really just being a human being, like, and trying to be helpful, right? I want everyone in my groups or in my launch parties or, whatever other events, I want them to be happy with it. So finding out like what they do, how can I help? What are you looking for? Just really basic stuff that I feel like I don't even need to say out loud, but sometimes we overcomplicate it to be this huge event, and it's really not. So connecting with every person and then following up. And if you're still struggling with wording or anything like that, you can ask your sponsor for some tips on how they would word it. I don't think we have a lot of scripts. Honestly, I don't love scripts because I want it to sound like you, not like Brittany. If I wrote it, then it's going to sound like me and they'll know it doesn't sound like you. And I actually send voice messages so much. Like, I utilize the heck out of voice messages. In my messaging, it's more personal. They get to hear me. Hey, thank you so much for coming in here. I am so excited. I have no clue what I'm doing. I just know I love these leggings. That's literally like a message I would send. So keep it simple, message, connect. Our goal from your launch party, our goal for you, okay, I'm going to give you a goal. I want you to book 3 parties to follow up and to get your month full. And here's why, because then we're in front of other people. We're starting to grow our business. We're starting to grow our customer base. I know that I know Felixa has talked about doing messenger parties before. I have never personally done that. We don't have a template for that, but if you are in another company or you've seen it done and you like that, go for it. So please just know, like, just because we have the Facebook group templates doesn't mean that's the only way to do it. There are lots of ways to do it. That's just what we've had success with. And so that's why we've done that. But we're wanting you to host, our goal for you is to get 3 parties booked. Now, how do you do that? You ask people. A lot of times I'll go with customers. That's an easy one. If someone's like, oh my gosh, I just got my leggings, I absolutely love them. Awesome. Can I help you earn free stuff by hosting an online event for you? And the reason we love to do this is how I think, like, all of the leaders on this call, we all built our businesses running a lot of events at first. You are in charge of like brand awareness for your country. So you've got a whole country that needs to know about Zaya, right? And so that's your job. And the best and fastest way to do that is through events. I know there were some people that were like, oh, I don't know, I've never hosted an event. It's all good. Like, you are literally just showcasing your favorites. Like, that's what we do. So booking 3 parties, and this is going to involve asking everyone in the party and outside of the party. Maybe this person didn't come to your launch and they're not in your group yet. Do not hesitate to ask. Okay, just ask them like, hey, I'd love to earn you some free and half off Zaya. I know you love your activewear. Would you be willing to, or can I do this for you? There's a lot of different ways to word it, but again, just giving the ask, like, that's the most important thing. I'm trying not to look at comments just because I tend to like get really distracted. So our big team goal is to get you to $1,000 in, nope, not $1,000. I'm not saying dollars because we have a lot of different conversions. 1,000 PV. That is what we are going for. Yes, 1,000 PV in this first month, in your first 30 days. And I know that might seem like, holy cow, because I think at first, like, nobody was around to give Sarah and Andy and I any sort of goal. And so I like just someone telling me like, hey, shoot for this. So here's why we love this 1,000 PV. That almost earns you back your entire kit, which I love. I want for you to be free and clear in this business in 30 days. Like, that is, and I actually know there's a few of you on here that have already surpassed that in like 24 hours. So hats off to you. That's amazing. But that is our goal for you in this first 30 days, is to get that 1,000 PV. And that's going to be done with those parties, with those events that you are, turning around and hosting after your launch party. Sometimes, I also want to say this, some launch parties are amazing. Like, I had a girl that just did one, I think it did $5,000 US, which was phenomenal. That's not normal. I want you to know that first and foremost. Sometimes launch parties are like crickets. People are not responding. You might have one order. That is okay. Like, I think I maybe had 2 orders from my launch event. It was an in-person launch event and there was 2 orders and I was like, okay, I don't know if anyone likes this, but I'm going to keep going. And people, again, were watching and just kind of waiting. And then they all started to circle in and hosted their own parties and, you know, did all the things. So please know, if you have this launch and it's not like a raging success, when you're thinking like it should be 5,000, no, it's not. Most of the time it is not. And that is okay. Like, I don't know, Andy, do you remember yours? Like, it was 0. Okay. Yeah. And Andy is a top leader in the company. So please just know, like, that is totally normal if you don't have raving success right away. Okay. So that $1,000, or 1,000 PV, it also gets you the 8% bonus. I always want everyone to hit that because it's just extra money. So instead of earning a 20% commission, you've now earned a 28% commission. So it's always a goal point. We have 3 volume kind of goals every single month. Wait, does this translate the same? 200 PV? Yes. Okay. So 200 PV is where you earn commissions. You guys, I'm sorry. I'm so used to talking dollars. So 200 PV is what earns you commissions every single month. So if you are at 199 in sales, you need $1 more to earn those commissions. One PV to earn those commissions. So 200 is that base level. 600 PV is what earns you the free website. And I want all of your websites to be free forever. I never want you to have to pay for them. So 600 is kind of that threshold where you get it for free. Okay. You don't have to pay a website fee. That's awesome. That 1,000 PV is where you earn the extra money. So just always make that your goal. 1,000 PV. I want extra money every single month, that 8% bonus. And so that initial goal we give you of the 1,000 PV, that's just kind of setting the standard of like, hey, this is what I do every single month. You know, I hit those minimums. And I am always shocked at how many of our reps hit it by day 15. You know, I'll go in and just check and it's thousands of people. So it's really inspiring and it's awesome. And so you guys know it's totally doable. Like, people do it. I mean, we've got girls that already did it. So that is great. The last thing I want to talk about, if you have not seen it, I encourage you to look at the launch guide that we have. Let's see, I guess, well, I don't need to screen share. Well, I will actually. I'm going to screen share. Let me see if I can really quick. I think I had it pulled up. Let's come. Oh, shoot, let me move it down. Sorry. We're going to look at this. So this is, sorry, I need it to be right there. Okay. So if you have not seen the launch guide, this is our launch guide that basically truly is just a checklist of walking you through everything. So logging into our back office and getting familiar, personalizing your website. So you are able to not be rep A159. You can put your name. If you haven't done that, I encourage you to do that because it's so much easier as you're passing it along to people. You can also put like your, I think it's email, phone number, and a picture of you. So that is how we can personalize our sites. And then, you know, places to connect on Instagram and the Facebook page. Here's some videos. How do I get to my back office? You know, and showing you that along with your rep website. Using your starter kit gift card. So if you have not used your starter kit yet, or your gift card oh my gosh, have not used your starter kit from, you guys, gift card from the starter kit. There we go. If you have not used that yet, this video will walk you through how to do it. There are 2 ways you can do this. You can always enter order as a rep, like with a rep discount, right? So you get a 25% discount when you are doing it as a rep. The second way, and this is kind of what I encourage. So of course, this is, if you're wanting to business build, the best way to actually do it is make sure you have an event open, shop as a regular customer. And I know that sounds crazy, but you're getting that 28% commission back. You're also building your LPV up. So as you're trying to rank advance, you know, you're going to hit those marks easier because you had more volume coming through. So as I was growing, I didn't ever use my rep discount, honestly. I know that sounds crazy, but I was getting 28% back in commissions and then building up my LPV a lot faster. I know there's people on here that have awesome goals of hitting ranks very quickly. This is going to be the best way to do it. And as you're shopping, not only you're getting those commissions back, you're also able to earn half off and free items because you're shopping through an event. So if you look at this YouTube video, that walks you through that of how to use that gift card. And then right here, placing an order, you can see it talks a little bit more about that. And then this last one shows you how to create the host or shop link. Remember, you can always be the host, always, and you should. You should always have an event open that anytime there are random orders placed or whatever, you want them to be an event to go towards the free and discounted stuff later on. I use those personally just for stuff that I'm wanting. I also use them a lot for giveaways. Like once I hit, host rewards, okay, well, let's do a giveaway. Let's have, this or that. So that's a great way to just start building that up. The second thing I just quickly want to talk about is, this is our team website. And so you can see here, there is so much stuff on this left-hand side, right? There's a lot, which is awesome, because once you are a seasoned rep, you want all these things. There's things to tweak. As new reps, I do not want you looking at anything but the getting started and business launch. I really don't. Those are the two things that cover everything you need to know right now. And as you get more comfortable doing these things, then there's more to know. And it's not like a ton, like it's not like we need a degree for all these things. It's like, hey, this is how you tweak stuff to get the best, have like utilize everything you can for the party to get the most out of your parties, or, talking about rank advancing or recruiting or all those things. But for right now, just look at the getting started, and truly the launch guide is all you need. But there are a few other things that you're able to look at through there in your business launch, following up right here, launch to VIP group, those sorts of things. So, all right, I'm going to stop my share now. So those are the two things, but that launch guide, I swear, is gold. It took us so long just because we kept putting extra things in and like, no, we don't need that. Like truly you wear and share. That is what you do. And so that launch guide keeps it basic, concise, just shows you exactly what to do. Okay, I'm going to start looking at the comments now. I'd love to open it up for a Q&A, or Sarah, Jill, Andy, if I'm missing anything that you need to throw in. But otherwise, let's do a Q&A. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask and we will answer them.
Brittany, do we just unmute ourselves?
And just more freedom to run the way you want in a private group. Yes.
Brittany, should we just ask by unmuting? Yeah, okay. So, question, you're talking about
the best way to meet new people. So this, I have to just.
Sorry, I think Britt, I'm going to text her. I think her screen is
so she knows how it's done, and parties is how it's done.
Oh, wait.
Okay, what is PV equal to in Australian dollars? Okay, Sarah answered that. 1,000 PV is about 1,400. Is it Australian dollars? I don't actually know what the U stands for. Is that okay? Wait, can you hear me? Someone's saying I think you're muted. Can you guys hear me? So?
Sarah, can you?
Maybe
Brittany,
I'll
can you hear me?
Some of these other things, and that will help.
So weird. So weird.
Any better? No better.
Britt, can you hear me? I think your computer volume is muted.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah, but it was
okay,
like
I think your computer volume was down. Okay, go ahead, Felixa.
Was it the whole time? You guys?
No.
Okay. What the heck? All right.
Yes, you're good. Go ahead, Felixa.
Okay, so I just had a question with setting up a host link and putting your orders through that. And then obviously you're getting host rewards, and that's really great to build up your kit, but you don't get any PV on those host rewards, do you?
If there's any overage, right, Sarah? I mean, if you had like $20 over, then that would go towards it.
So if you're placing an order, your host rewards know, like the 50% off items, those don't count as volume. If you are using the credit, so you'll get a $30 credit. If you bought something for $49, then you would have a $19 in volume. But like what's actually used in the 50% off, that overage, no, but just the credit. So if you have your $150 credit and you go purchase something for $170, you'll have $20 in volume that you can make commission on from that.
Yeah, no, cool. I'm just thinking about PLV and wanting PV. For personally to build up my PLV. Whether I put it through actually as a rep and get that PLV as opposed to getting it all free. That's all I'm thinking. So thank you.
Yep, you got it. All right, what other questions? Now that I can hear you, I would love to hear your questions. You guys are just ready to roll then, it sounds like.
Okay,
Nope.
I've got another one then. I'm just
question.
going to keep going. So
Mhm.
the American people are getting confused. They're getting this link for the American. Can you just touch on that? They think they have to change their website, I mean, their address, but that's just the US site, isn't it? Like it's just if you have like US people that you want to, sell
Right.
to.
Hey, Jill, will you speak to this one real quick? Because you have a lot more to say about it than I do.
Yeah, so you're talking about, Plexi, you're talking about when you got the email to sign up for the US site? Yeah, okay. So everything in Australia is going to be transferred to your US site. If you have US reps, they are not transferred to your Australian site. Oh, hold on, I'm putting my hand up. Okay, so the US is kind of like the end site that you want to make sure if you have reps all around, that's where everything is accumulated. So that is why you want the US site. The other thing with the US site, that is where you will see any rank advancements. They don't show up on the Australian site always. Sometimes they do in Canada, sometimes no. It's like a surprise. It's fun. Yeah. But the American site is very, very accurate. So everything gets moved over and that's how you're paid. That's how your rank advance, everything like that. So, I mean, do you have to have it? You don't have to have it, but it is nice. It's nice to see. Yeah. What's she saying? Hold on.
Brett, I don't know, Felix, were you talking about, because I've had a couple reps ask, they wanted to set up a US site or Canadian site, because they were having a hard time putting their address didn't work.
Yeah, so you know how they just get the link and they're
It's
trying to
the same,
change their
it's the same for us, and I just use the warehouse address. So my Canadian site, I use the Canadian warehouse. On my Australian site, the address is the Australian website. And if you need the warehouse addresses, then we can post those. If you want to set up that site, you need an address in that country, but the warehouse site will work the same.
Yeah, cool. They don't, it's nothing important to them right now though, is it? Like they don't, just to clarify, they don't need to worry about that. That's what I've been saying.
Not unless they have a customer right now.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, if you had the customers, then maybe. But if you don't have customers, I wouldn't even worry about it now. Nope. All right, any other questions? Don't be afraid to ask questions, you guys. You never sound dumb.
I'm gonna make a comment.
Yes, would love a comment.
Oh, a comment. Okay. So I just wanted to mention, so everything in your back office on your Australia side is going to be in PV. So that is already good to go for you. If you end up at the end of the month and you were like, oh my gosh, I'm $28 short on my PV. Okay. So the easiest way to figure out what item you're going to purchase to get to that whatever level is to actually jump on Brittany's American website and figure out what's $28, because the US website is the exact PV number. So I just wanted to give that kind of tip in case you end up there at the end of the month. I forget what else I was going to say. Oh, I know, I got it. Okay, so the only other thing that is different is the events. So the events is actually in AUD. So when you put an order in, when you go to your events, you just need to keep an eye on that. It's not going to match up with your PV, okay? So your events and your PV will not match up, okay? So just keep an eye on that. So, but you will know when you hit 1,000 PV that you're probably hitting 1,400 in your event, okay? Yeah, does that make sense? Okay, that was it. That was my comment.
One question,
yeah, go.
please.
Yes.
My question is, I'm not comfortable launching until I have my merchandise here. Is that okay with you girls? Because, you know, I really believe you need to show what we've got. So is it fine to, because I know a lot of people are already starting to launch and it's like, you need the gear to show. Here it is.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
I think if you had everything set up and ready to go, like if you had your Facebook group set up and then you kind of just had a loose timeline, like, okay, if you're watching the link they sent to see when it's delivered and you know, okay, I think next Tuesday it's coming, you know, that would give you a general timeline. So you could even set up and start telling people, hey, you know, next Wednesday, I'm going to start this. But yeah, absolutely. That is completely fine. All right. Any other questions?
Hi guys, just curious in regards to setting up new people who are really interested in joining, like I'm sure it's the same across the world at the moment with COVID running rampant. A lot of people are very touchy with their money. I've got a couple of people who are interested, but have lost their jobs because of mandates and things like that. So my understanding is that the host rewards you can use going towards your kit. So you host a party for that person and then they can do that. So any advice on that with setting up new people that way? Because obviously I'll be the consultant doing the party.
Mm-hmm. So I know Jill actually has a lot of experience doing this. I feel like you do that quite often. I have one right now that is in that boat in Australia. And so she was like, can you host the party for me? So what I'm doing, I am hosting her event, but I'm hosting it as if it's her event, like, or she's the rep, if that makes sense. So I talk about like, as she has these clothes, as she, my wording is as if she's a rep already, but I'm obviously doing all the videos and I'm only showing things that are available in Australia. I'm trying to be mindful that you guys don't want sweaters and hoodies right now, things like that. But that's all I would say. That's like the tips I have. Jill, anything, or Sarah, anyone want to add anything?
But how do you actually do that? Like, how do you, because when you sign up as a rep, you have to hit the cart. So if they can't afford to do that, how do you actually set,
you host
know what I mean?
Party. Mm-hmm, yeah. So you host the event for them. Let's just say it was a 2,000 PV event. Okay. So that would actually get their kit almost completely covered, essentially. So if they had a really successful event, as you're going in, you are going to submit, and we have videos for this. So just take this lightly. Okay. But you're going to close the event out and you're going to submit an order and you use those credits towards the kit. So that's how you do that. Yeah. But we've got videos to show you that as you get to that point. So yes, and it's actually like, it's a great way to do it. I mean, I always encourage them to sign up. If that's not possible though, that's my next thing is, okay, let's host your event. And then, you can use that and go forward. And then those customers that I have, I also just kind of hand those over. Like, and one thing I love about Zaya is that if, someone can order from me and then they can go order from Andy as well. So you're not stuck. I know some companies, like once you have a consultant, that's it, you're with them forever. Zaya allows you to be fluid, which I actually really appreciate, because I know I have friends that purchase from, like 3 different reps to kind of spread the love. And I do appreciate that. So but I like, as far as my group goes, I try to be mindful, like, oh, those are hers now. And same thing, as soon as we launch that, we have that party that turns into her VIP group from there. So.
They also get a special link with the credits that are linked to it. So they actually get an email with the special link, and then it's the exact same process as you did when you signed up. And at the very end, the credits come off. So I didn't know. Yeah.
Yes. Awesome.
Oh, the one thing I was going to say, like when you are, talking to someone who's really keen on being a rep and they're doing a party first, is like really just like encourage the entire party. Like you get one order, you're like, oh my gosh, we already have one order. This is amazing. It's just a lot of encouragement, because the main reason probably they're not signing up is they're probably nervous, right? We're all a little bit nervous when we get started in new business. So just encourage them that, oh my gosh, we're doing amazing. Or even if they like do a post or they go live, all those things are great. So just lots of encouragement, because they're probably doing that because they are a bit nervous. So yeah, just wanted to give that as a tip.
100%. Okay, anyone else? Questions?
How do you get around people that might have an issue with the current kit? So they want to join, but like obviously the kit's now changed substantial amount of time since we've launched, and now they're really not impressed with the items that are in the kit. Mm-hmm. How do you kind of navigate that?
So usually I don't have that a whole lot, just because I always tell them, like, most of the items in the kit are legit. Like, they're really good items. They're some of our top sellers. So of course I'm always like talking it up. If I have someone, I know Andy had someone just the other day, I think, that was waiting on a kit change. So that's kind of what you do, is you just have them sitting right here and you're like, as soon as that kit changes, you let them know. And so you'll get that email of like, here's the kit change, or see it on Instagram or whatever. And so I shoot that directly to them and say, hey, here's the kit change. And, we don't have set times. So it's not like every week or every month we get a kit change. So I let them know this could change in half an hour. I mean, and there was a point in Canada, I swear, like you'd have 4 kit changes in a day. Like you couldn't even keep up with it. So I use that to my advantage. Like, hey, this is the kit right now. I don't know when it's going to change. So if you're loving this, let's get you started right now. So yeah, I just kind of keep track.
I really try to let anyone, a potential rep, know it doesn't matter what's in your kit. I mean, I have nothing from my original kit, not one thing. And you know, if you get something you don't love, you keep it as a sample that people can try on, they can have. And if you know me, chances are you're getting Zaya for your birthday or Christmas. So I can gift it, I can sell it. But what's in your kit, even though it seems like it's a really big deal, it probably isn't a really huge deal.
Hey, Brooke, I would also say, especially right now, we have no idea when that gift card's gone. They can pull it tomorrow. So I would definitely go back and say, I know maybe you're not fond of, well, let's just say the pants that are in there. You know what? We can always try and sell them on your VIP group, or you can gift them to someone, but we have no idea when that $70 gift card is going to get pulled. So I would definitely encourage them to get signed up as fast as they can.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that using that gift card, because I have asked Catherine a couple of times and she said did say the same thing. There's no idea. She said there may be a warning. Do you think that will be the case?
No.
No? Okay. Maybe. Yeah, I can't say. Yeah.
Surprise.
Cool. Right. Yeah. I did think that, but thank you. That's awesome information, especially, you know, keeping them as samples and stuff like that. I think it'll definitely help. So thanks very much.
And the other thing too is that I always remind people, and I've had quite a few people that were coming in hesitant, like, I don't know, we have a 90-day return policy. So as long as everything, you know, on our kit, so as long as the tags are attached, if she gets it and she decides she hates it all, in all this time, I literally don't know one person that's ever returned their kit, but that is something that we offer. So that's another thing. I always just let people know, like, it's, you know, it's really just risk-free. Like you might be out $15 in shipping, you know, the shipping return, but you've got 90 days to try it on and decide like if you love it or not. Yeah. Sarah, never had it happen. Like I literally don't know one person.
So that 90 days, is that just on the kit? Because I've seen the 30 days, so that the customer orders, if like say through a party, they're 30 days, but your kit, you've got 90 days.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
Just a quick question with the $70 extra bonus. Woohoo. Laurel's my rep, and she said that we should hold on to that for gift, you know, hostess rewards. Should we not do that now?
So here, I'll speak to that. So
thank you.
What we do sometimes, and because you have an extra $70 right now, is shipping's $10, or if you want to give away a gift card or you want to do a bulk order coming to your house, it's really nice to be able to cover shipping or give a gift card away and it not come out of your pocket because you just paid a lot of money. So we have suggested that keep a little bit of your gift card back to, you know, encourage maybe some first orders or to help cover some shipping. So that's, and Tina, Laurel can tell you how to do that too.
Yeah. No, she's been awesome. I was just, you just said it might expire. They might take it away. Is that what you meant? Or am I
no,
it just won't be offered in the kit. Like it wouldn't, like
ignore me.
Yeah, no. No, it doesn't expire like from Zaya's end, doesn't it?
Oh, sweet. Thank you very much.
Yes. All right. What other questions? It's actually very rare that you get a Q&A with so many like rock star. I'm looking at all these rock star leaders on here. So this is awesome.
Can I just add a little comment just for like what Brooke was saying about if you don't like the kit or whatever, I put in an order just for some extra things so that I have it all on hand. Sorry, how's the Serenity out here? Massive truck, sorry. And I sort of selected some things that I thought people, you know, I was like, oh, I don't really love that. I'm not going to get that for now. And then on my VIP group, I was putting things on and people were like, oh my God, I love that. And I was like, oh, I totally didn't buy that one. So don't, just because you don't love it does not mean that other people won't love it. So I just think, like with offering the opportunity, don't ever judge what people love because those people are like loving that particular top. And I was like, great.
We've got something for everyone.
Yes, going along with that. I think going along with that, there's things that I don't order and then other people get it and they're like, I'm obsessed with this like the code jogger that we just released. They're obsessed with it. It's the best thing that ever happened, like the best release we've had in a long time. And I didn't get it. And then I went to go get it and it's gone. And I'm like, dang it. So sometimes the pictures do not, you will find this when you get your kit. The pictures don't do these clothes justice. When you get them in your hands is when you're like, oh my gosh, these are incredible. So yes, the whole
Which is why I think everyone should do a live unboxing, because when you actually like feel them and you're like, oh, okay, these are good. So good. Okay, any other questions, comments? You guys are
Just
a fun
curious, for future, like as we grow our business and things like that, as reps, do you guys buy multiple sizes and things like that to have on hand for when you do in-house parties, or how do you navigate that?
I would say that's going to be completely up to you. We do have one rep on our team that she had a huge supply of stuff because she loved having them, in home. She had a lot of events in person and a lot of local people would come shop. I never wanted people in my house shopping, honestly, like maybe once a year I want that, but I don't want them just stopping in to get stuff. So I personally do not buy multiple sizes. I buy my size, I show it online, and then I guide you to your own size. But this other rep that does that, she had a lot of success doing that like in person. Sarah.
So at the beginning, what I did, because in-home parties, we didn't have online parties at the beginning very much. And so what I ended up doing is I did not buy a ton of stuff. That's not why we're here. But what I did do is I got the Black Pocket Light and Tights. And if ever I had host rewards, I would purchase my size and then I would skip a size and buy the next size. So I would have maybe like 3 sizes or 4 sizes that they could go, this one's too small, that one's too big, I'm at the size in between. So I never had a size and everything, and it's not worth it to you to purchase every style and color and pattern because it's always changing and then things get discontinued, which is fine. You can still sell those. So I brought all of my stuff. I didn't care. I would wash it and I would bring all of my stuff to the online party. And then if it was leggings, specifically the light and tights, I would maybe just have like 2 other sizes that I'd buy with host rewards. And then what I found is nobody really cares to try on tanks. I mean, they do, but those were the last things to be tried on. Bras were number 1. So bras and leggings. And so I would do the same thing. I would use host rewards and I would maybe buy an extra small, a medium, an XL, or let me hurry and actually say this. Most people that don't have a large chest didn't care to try on a bra. So I would get the larger chest size in the bras so that, because those were who usually wanted to see, does this have enough support? Is this going to work for me? So I would do like a medium, extra L, and then one size above that, just in one color or whatever of the bomber bra too, just to kind of be like help size. And then you can go off different bras as well. So I wouldn't say get a lot at all, but if you're going to do some in-home parties, using host rewards is pretty helpful to have, a few sizes in some of our basic.
And drop bags. I mean, I think a lot of us did drop bags for a long time too. Like if I had a friend that locally, wanted to try something on, say she wanted leggings, I'd throw in a bra and joggers and a tank, drop it on her doorstep. And then I, come back 48 hours later and say, hey, just leave it on the porch and I'll grab it. That was another thing that I did a lot of at first too.
So in-home parties not as big anymore. Like are they mainly just online that you do the majority of your business with your parties?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I don't know if that was just COVID, we all just kind of got out of the groove of it. And now we're really good online shoppers. And so I think for a lot of people it's just easier that way. So, but I agree with Sarah. She said in-home do so well. Like, I don't think I've ever put a pair of light and tights on anyone that they didn't buy them, that they weren't like, okay, I need these. So I would say like, if you are comfortable doing in-home, like do it because they really work well. To get people in the product is so beneficial.
And so without having a lot of inventory, like obviously, right now I'm only going to have my kit. Mm-hmm. And if I was to do an in-home party, how do I go about doing that without having so much of the product to really show? Do you bring it up online? Do you have your computer set up, I guess, so you can just show those products?
Yeah. So when I did my launch, I had never been to like a Zaya party. We didn't do online ones. And I had my kit, which the kit at the time I think was like $900. So I had this $900 kit. So it had probably, how many items, Sarah? 12, somewhere in there, like 15, 10? Okay, 10. Okay, so there were 10 items. That's all I had. So I just had them all. I literally laid them out on my kitchen table. I'm not super crafty. So I just had like water and cookies, had them on my kitchen table, and then people could like touch them. A couple people tried stuff on if they were my, and the kits were not size customizable. So I was getting extra small stuff, extra large stuff. So like there was one thing that was my size. So I had a couple people that tried stuff on, but I just had my computer out and I'm like, you know, these are my favorites. I obviously love these leggings. And we just ordered right then. I never let people go home without ordering, because like, what do we do as busy women, right? Like you forget. And then 2 weeks later, you get a reminder like, hey, were you going to order? So I would just sit down with them right there, have them order. So I think it's totally doable. You can do it with just your kit items. Like Sarah said, if you were going to buy a couple extra things, I would just recommend light and tights and maybe some bras. Yeah. And then you guys, before I forget, if I can encourage you to do one thing that I just wish, I know Sarah and Andy, we've had this discussion and we wish we would have done so much more of at the beginning, just talk to people about what you're doing. Like, I wish I would have brought the brand awareness and that you can do it too. Like just talking to people. I mean, I can't tell you how many times at the grocery store or at the park, people would be like, those are cute leggings. I'm like, thanks. Like, I just didn't even know how to start that discussion. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, like I didn't need a card, right? Because a lot of times I'm like, oh, when I get my business cards, I don't use business cards, but so often, you know, we'll just connect on Instagram. But now I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I actually sell them. I do it from home. Like now I'm so much more comfortable. So if I can encourage you to do one thing, talk to people about this. Talk to people about joining you. It's so much more fun with a friend, you know, to just come into the business and go together. So just open your mouths and don't be shy. Just be confident in what it is and excited. And people, I feel like the excitement, I had 2 people join from my launch party. I knew nothing. We didn't have a Facebook group. We didn't have anything, but I think it was just, I was excited. I was like, oh my gosh, leggings that aren't see-through that are half the cost of Lulu. Let's do this. I mean, in the US, they're half the cost. So I don't know what they are for you. So don't quote me there. But just just open your mouths, just talk to people, go for it. I wish I would have done that.
So if someone says to you in the shops, you know, oh, I love your leggings, what do you say back? How do you
literally that? I'm like, thank you so much. I actually sell them. I sell them and I have a little shop and, you know, just get to talking. Usually it comes out because I have a background in nursing. So that'll usually come up too. Like I was a nurse, you know, I'm able to stay home now during COVID, which is such a godsend. But I literally just say that, thanks so much. I actually sell them. And they're like, really? And usually it kind of evolves. Because I know when I first saw them, Sarah, it was a picture on Instagram on the explore page. That's how I found Zaya. And Sarah came to my sister's house. I was 6 hours away at my sister's house visiting, and Sarah happened to live an hour from. So Sarah drove an hour to show me these clothes. She brought them out in Tupperware. She had this like Tupperware, well, not Tupperware, like plastic bins in the back of her car. So she brought them into me and I like tried them on. I thought it was an Etsy shop. And I think she somehow casually mentioned to me, like, you know, yeah, it's a new company. Like we're looking for people, sales reps in different places. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then that caught my attention. If she wouldn't have said that, I probably would have thought for a long time she just had a really cute Etsy shop. Like, you know, so that's, I mean, when people ask like, hey, I sell them, I have a shop online. And usually the conversation kind of evolves from there. What do? You know? So just keep it like totally you, whatever flies out of your mouth, just go with it, but don't just say thanks. Don't make my mistakes. Okay. Any last questions? You guys are awesome. I'm so excited for you. Like, this is such a fun thing. You guys have great energy. I love it. So fun. And it's on my board. I told my husband by fall, I want to be over there visiting. Although if you guys are still locked down, I'll stay here.
You know what? One quick comment, Brittany, about the whole in-home thing. Guys, I think Australia, they want connection right now. You got like, I'm totally doing in-home and I'm just saying, let's go outside. Let's be in the backyard. The kids can run around and we can just have Aperol spritz and activewear. Like seriously, let's just have a little bit of fun and let's just do it. So I just think, I know for me and my network, they want connection. They want to get together and it doesn't have to be inside. It can be on your back deck. It can be outside. But that's personally, and I also think owning the fact that you are selling activewear. Own it. Don't shirk around it. You know, I said to someone, you all have a nail lady, you all have a waxing lady, you all have a hairdresser. I am your activewear lady. And they are loving it. They're just like, yeah. And so, yeah, and get them loving that. And then have that conversation about, well, why don't you just do it with me? And they're just like, okay. So I just think, you know, I think that's, you just got to own it. Don't be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to see how it's going. Just be like, this is what I'm doing. Join me or watch me. Like, that's it. I just, you know, own it. That's the best thing we can do.
Yes. I remember at first I had a girl teach yoga in my backyard. That was like one of our get-togethers where I just showed people the clothes and did yogas. But I agree. The connection, I think everyone wants connection right now. So awesome. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much. This is recorded, so we will be putting it out. And please don't hesitate to reach out to your sponsors. We know there are so many questions and I expect a million questions. So if I'm not hearing them, I know you're not working. So I encourage you to just ask those questions. Was that rude? I didn't mean that rude. I just meant I expect a lot of questions if you are in trying to figure it out. So don't hesitate to reach out to us. That's what we're here for. That's what we get paid for. And we want you guys to be super successful. Okay, we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.